that and try and tackle him as hard as they can, Lynchy.
I mentioned a couple of times Ed Lower in this game. Of course, it's Nick Lower. Apologies for that. Have got crucified on Twitter as a result of it. Just a minor blimp, but yes.
I think during the first term you actually gave one of the umpires a bit of a quip for getting the Selwoods wrong as well.
You're quite right, Lynchy. There you go. Umpire Justin Smith putting it on the deck. A really high-quality game of football here. And just a buzz, you can hear it. Just buzz and around the ground at the moment.
Bouncing here, boys.
Green B.
Adam, come on.
Nat Nui and Griffin go at it. Nat Nui with a little backhander. G. Selwood was partially decapitated. Adam. Late getting back to his feet is, I think it's Clark or Griffin in the middle.
Griffin.
Pritis took the mark in front of Main. Little late to get back to his feet. Main goes inside 50. Here's Robertson, the boy with the fringe. Unloaded. Selwood, that was another one in there. And Scott. Robertson got an unusual fringe, boys. Let's have a look at it when you see. There's Ballantyne out the back. Has really been not so much in this game just yet. He's a forward line operator, mainly. Johnson at half back. Wide to Grover. Kicks a high ball. Shuey able to spoil Mzungu.
It's not a bad result for Fremantle. And here we look at Selwood copying a hit, and then Griffin got one as well, some friendly fire. But a good result for Fremantle here. They had not much to go to. Mzungu was able to get it out of play for a fresh start.
Big Griff copying a smack in the face there. Out of the action, opportunity for Embley. Didn't. Just tried to handball in front then and got himself a free here, Andrew Embley.
He's got his hands full. Mzungu has been very close checker of Embley in that first term, working extremely hard to cut down his space.
High ball too long for Lynch, who it was directed at, and Griffin's able to get back and mark. From the Adelaide Crows, has been a really good get, and in the absence of Sandilands, who's been prominent here today, seen him on the bench a couple of times, and it won't be long before he's back. Broughton now goes long and wide, coming at the ball, McPhee. And there was Barlow as well. Just gets forward to the ball here, couldn't quite glove it. Pavlich had to go back and get it, and now I reckon we might have a ball up. Or does it come out? It does. Gee, they give him a long time to get it out these days. Free kick, West Coast. Rosa. Bo Waters wanting it there. You can just see wearing number 8.
Waiting for Nat Nui to get long. Griffin was the kick behind the play. Nat Nui's there now.
A real strategic game at the moment, this one. They're not blazing away. Nat Nui takes his first contested mark of the day. He's just giving some run. Nat Nui just goes long and deep, and Kennedy from behind. Up over the back comes Lacroix. In front is Pritis on his favoured left side. Hammers it towards goal. Needs a good bounce. Got it.
Well, they got that goal because of Nick Natanui's contested mark on centre wing. Rosa waited for him to come back into position because Griffin was sitting in the hole. They like to go long down the line, the Eagles. He takes the contested mark. Next kick goes deep inside 50. Pritis front and centre. Here's the Natanui mark here. Gets up. He actually worked 50 metres to get to that contest. Pritis a great front and square. And a classical finish on the left foot.
And boys, in that contest, you wouldn't have seen, but Martin Nikoski's doing a fantastic job on Luke McFarlane. He kept him away from that contest, so he's just dragging him out wide because you know when Luke McFarlane goes to a contest, he's either going to mark it or he's going to spoil it. That allowed Matt Pritis to rove that spillage from that contest. So good work by the Eagles there in their forward 50.
Matt Pritis in his 99th game. Goaling for the Eagles and putting them in front for the first time.
Yeah, he works very hard. He's been a super player for the West Coast Eagles, and that was reward for effort. He was actually at the feet of Nat Nui as well for that previous marking contest, so his work rate's right up.
There at that stoppage, Crowley paying the respect by really manning him up tightly. Here's Glass, who does his own thing at half-back. McKenzie intercepted by Ballantyne, slipped over. Can he strike the tackle at Darling, or did he take it out of bounds? He's probably lucky in the end. But he actually took it out of bounds. He gave the ball back to the boundary umpire rather fiercely.
Yeah, there's a bit of heat in that. If you go back to your opponent like that, it's just gone over the line. But if you go back with that sort of heat to your opponent, it's probably 50-metre penalty.
Barlow dropped the mark. Hands from Lower, and that, of course, is Nick Lower. At the back to Ballantyne, who fell over. Barlow trying to jump and give the ball all in the one action. Now Griffin just hovering over it. And look at the 4 Eagles from north, east, west and south on the tackle. Cox. Back 5, got it around the corner. Danger here. McPhee juggling mark. He's in that vortex area. Really didn't have any composure at all. Then his desperation to get it to Main one-on-one ended up slewing off the side of the boot.
And McPhee, he's been quite good in this first term. And one of the good things about McPhee is he brings that enthusiasm and energy, but at the same time, probably at times, lets himself down with a lack of composure, as we saw on that occasion.
Good ball by Cox. And Griffin picks it up. Can't help but feel this game starting to play way back into the hands of the West Coast Eagles with just a little bit more control. Nat Nui in the middle. Rosa on the run. Hasn't seen Main behind. Won't get him. Good looking kick from Rosa. Really gave Lacroix a chance. Now Nikoski kept it alive. Lynch and McFarlane. He's given away the free McFarlane. And I reckon Lynch can go from there. I know he doesn't shed the glove anymore, Jono, but I wish he would. Lynch, 55 out, disciplined kick to the top of the square. Here comes Kennedy! He ended up marking it between the legs. Sensational hoist and a great grab.
Yeah, fantastic grab in a dangerous position, 15 metres out straight in front of goal. And see the big man for the West Coast Eagles getting involved again. And it's a great grab as a key forward, puts enormous pressure on your direct opponent. In this occasion, it's been Silvani, who's been very good in the first term, but Kennedy should score from here.
Stretch the margin to 9 points here for the West Coast Eagles. Kennedy comes in and kicks the goal. 3 in a row.
And looks like he's changed his run up a little bit too. He's not shuffling for as long.
No.
Yeah, not as far. So he's certainly working on things, as Quinton Lynch has as well, in not removing the glove, which I think takes a bit of time. So that's probably the reasoning behind that. But a great contested mark. He was able to push off Silvani, released at the right time, got that metre and took the ball at the highest point, which is the key for any big, strong forward trying to get the ball in that part of the air.
So West Coast back in control here now. 9-point leaders. Kennedy pushing his forward line up the ground. Cox in the middle, looked at Clark and then went to work on him. Pavlich was really good to Ballantyne. Ballantyne wide, looking for McPhee. Trailed in there by McKenzie, I'm sorry. And over the line, out of bounds. Let's go down to Glenn Jakovic.
Oh, thanks, BT. Stephen Hill's come off the ground. He's in the hands of the trainers. He's getting his left calf strapped right now, so he's certainly in a bit of bother. When he came off, he looked in a fair bit of trouble, boys. So it looks like a compression bandage. We'll see how the rest of the quarter pans out for him.
We certainly need him back out there, Jacko, that's for sure. McKenzie just kicks it long to open space without a lot of direction. De Boer inside with a handball. Mzungu fast. Silvani runs from half-back. Now at centre-half forward. High ball. Pavlich here over the top. Nat Nui. You can see him in mid-air. Will they punch or will they mark?
He changed his mind mid-air, BT. You're spot on.
But he didn't look like missing it. I mean, he's just had the run on Pavlich, who had the pressure from his direct opponent in McKenzie. But that was a fantastic grab.
Either way, he's had it covered, as you say, Lynchy. Now on the head of Nikoski, Robertson. Over the back is Grover. Fumbly little handball back into Mzungu. Quick knockout. Robertson again. Goes back. De Boer. Watch it. Bang. Selwood went with a hip and shoulder. It's an absolute ripper on De Boer. If he's got any sort of broken rib, it'll be just itching a little bit now, I would have thought.
Straight up De Boer.
Yeah, great
Tough
work.
Character.
And good hit from
It was
Selwood
a
as
perfect
well.
bump. Lined him up.
Well, the talk is I read in the paper over here today that they reckon he's got some sort of broken rib or cracked rib. That would have tested.
Ultimate test.
Yeah, well, you can't feel it at the moment then. He's got a block in there.
Yep.
But he may feel it after the game.
Pritis out. Rosa somehow got it to Cox. They work the quick little handballs in that tight space, don't they?
So a little bit of lack of communication on that occasion. McCrae and Darling.
Fife coming back onto the ground. Hill preparing to come back on as well, so that's good news for Fremantle. Cox, look at that. Clever over the back, wasn't it? Fantastic to Scott Selwood, to centre half forward. Darling did well to bring the ball to the ground. Lynch was ready to get the handball. I thought he got one high. Grover now in the middle. They build. Just panicking a little here at the moment. The Dockers. Subin back into the side this week is Nick Subin. Johnson to McFarlane. McFarlane just saying, OK, we just need to control a little. Robert and the free man here. He wants someone to come at him, which means he's not confident with the kick, trying to work the angles. Little one to Grover over the top.
And just Nick Natanui's just loitering around the middle of the ground. Cox is in the ruck. Natanui's the secondary midfielder.
There's Fife. He's good. He is good with the hands. Desperate tackle. Pritis around the back door. Got it off to Shuey. Nice little kick. Scott Selwood farms the handball out to Cox, looking to draw the man. Back inside now. Selwood again. High ball. Darling, 3-on-1 there. McFarlane did well. Not sure what Ibbotson was doing.
No, Ibbotson, there was no communication there, and in the end it was a very good mark, but looked like it could have come terribly unstuck.
Boys, bit of rain starting to come in. BT, you mentioned he's trying to come back into the game, Stephen Hill. He's in the hands of the physio here, but he's really struggling, boys.
He doesn't look too flash down there, Jacko. I wouldn't have thought that he'll spend too much time on the ground for the remainder of the day.
Just a little bit of light precipitation here at the moment. Johnson came from 4 deep. McPhee. Emily did well to keep it alive. Happy and almost should have got a free there. Johnson got him high. The ME Bank stamp on the ball there. Griffin and Cox. Zach Clark, often third man up, couldn't get a run at it then. Robertson tried to burst his way through. Here is Cox. Fife was right on him. Clever knockout by Robertson. Ebon's got to go. He did. So did Johnson. A really willing contest that. McKenzie's gone. Fife. They take advantage. They do. And Embley, desperate in the end to tidy it up for the Eagles, did a remarkably good thing.
Good spread from West Coast, running hard to the other side of the ground.
Risky kick by Glass. The interception here. Main on the counter-attack now. Can Glass go with him? Closes him down. Did he ride him? No. Got him in the side. Perfect tackle from Glass.
Oh, he's pinged him.
Well done, Darren Glass. Turned the ball over with a kick and then worked hard back to make sure Main, and showed a bit more speed than I thought he had to get back.
Our fella, he's been quick this year.
He has.
212th game here for Darren Glass, the skipper. Mazungu, high ball, Main and Glass go again, and Glass kept his eye on the ball when Main did not.
Well, if the players are going to get a lift from their skipper, they will after those last two efforts.
Got to say, just dotting the I's and crossing the T's at the moment, the West Coast. Looking just a little more solid than Fremantle here. Back inside they go. Fremantle have not kicked a goal since the 11-minute mark of the first quarter. We're now at the 13-minute mark of the second. Rosa to the boundary. And they'll lock it at their forward end, West Coast.
You just feel that Fremantle just have to impact the scoreboard at the moment. The tempo has been controlled by the Eagles at the moment, and just a couple of injury concerns. Hill is the major concern for the Dockers.
Glass coming for a spell on the bench as well, as Broughton tries to work it out. He does. In there is Lower, and he'll win himself a free.
Bring it back here, hold it.
Nick Lower, half back.
Nick Lower, 51 metres. Just wait, Nick, just wait, just wait. Just wait.
Lower. Right, good kick. Quite a deliberate target there. And here they go. Grover goes inside. De Boer's got it. Lost sight of it. Hearn kept his feet. De Boer runs, needs a good bounce. Got it. Now he's just got to be careful here. Left foot kick around the corner. Barlow is free. Couldn't get it to him. Johnson over the top. Free kick West Coast. He's paid the mark, so there is no advantage. Correct call from umpire Justin Smith.
Again, the ball going inside 50 to a dangerous position, but the West Coast Eagles been able to defend very well with Embley pushing back into the space.
Not sure why he paid the mark from that replay. It's been intercepted here by Ballantyne, and they definitely need a goal. You would think Ballantyne, this would test the depths of his ability.
He'll run right out to his right-hand side and try to tee this one up.
Boys, Stephen Hill's back out on the ground.
Massive plus.
Hayden Ballantyne, when Fremantle are in desperate need of a goal, steps to the line. It's offline. It won't quite get the journey. Clark over the back. Could have almost been paid. Given the paid mark to Embley a second ago.
Yeah, he had a clear jump at it, Clark. Oh, yeah. Very close.
Not quite a mark, though, was it?
Very close.
Inside 50s, 18-17 in favour of the Dockers.
Hearn, the kick-out specialist for the West Coast Eagles. Glass the target. Over the head, there is Hill. LeGras ran out of bounds with that ball by a fair way, I thought. And Crowley just asking the boundary umpire while he's waiting to come back on the interchange area, why didn't you blow your whistle? Caught in between the two boundary umpires there, I think, was the reason. Shuey.
And big going on off the ball.
Yeah, down here on the boundary.
Lower and Shuey going at it. As Lower tries to get to the interchange area, he does now successfully. Here's brought it in there. In and under. Got in before Scott Selwood. All balled up. So a bit of a stalemate in this one, although West Coast have kicked 3 consecutive goals.
And massive players in tight here. If the ball gets on the outside, really will set up a quality forward 50 entry for either side.
Very low-scoring game here at the moment. Pavlich spun out to Ballantyne. Steps on the gas, Ballantyne. Nice Shepherd, 2 bounces, wants a third. He wants to go all the way from 45 metres out. Ballantyne offline in the end, kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, when he backed himself, took on the tackler, which is something you'd like to see. But in these situations where a massive bunch of players are in tight, if you get the ball on the outside, as Ballantyne did, you've got the opportunity to carry the ball a long way. Just didn't finish off his good work.
And Jack Darling didn't give up the chase, which was good to see from a big forward.
Suggesting big forwards don't normally do that, Johnny.
Well, we never did.
Oh, that's a fair point.
So I reckon West Coast were fighting their way back into it. They kicked 3 consecutive goals and they were starting to control the game. I just sensed in the last 3 or 4 minutes that Fremantle, while not scoring, have just maintained the ball at their end.
Well, they have, but as you said, the scoring is the important thing. They need to get the reward for effort. If they concede a goal now, it'll be energy sapping.
Frida LeCras here being held. He didn't even know, and the umpires are setting up at the players are setting up at the wrong end, so they're confused as well. Here's Beau Waters, centre half back, just a neat, nifty little kick over the top to Ebert. Here goes Kennedy on the lead. He's got 5 metres on McFarlane. The ball is low, and he did well to tidy it up. The big boy Kennedy. He goes over the top. Smith's loose. A little bit too much juice. Subin attacks it. Does he keep it alive? Yes, he does. Fremantle on the counter. He's got no player to kick it to. He had nothing on down the ground.
Yeah, spot on, Brian. That's why he's tried to hold the ball.
Long kick back inside. Grover in front of Naitanui.
And there for quite a while, Grover was one-on-one with Naitanui in the goal square, so very nervous time for Anthony Grover.
Pavlich has put that one in the air. Lynch over the top. Griffin did well. Embley from an impossible position. A straightening ball. High danger here for Fremantle. Off hands. Got the hand on it, Ibbotson.
Boys, it was a poor kick inside 50 for West Coast. With Nick Naitanui, you've got to set the ball up. I mean, you had a zoning off Anthony Grover, who ended up just swallowing that ball. So you've got to play your forward strengths.
Get it up in the air, says Jacko, when looking for Nick Nat-Nui. Havlich, short ball, Mazungu. So it's a real game of chess here at the moment, Jono, isn't it?
It is. It's going to come down as this game goes on. Fatigue comes in, use of the ball by foot. It's going to be the one thing that will set these sides apart.
Barlow had a remarkable 10 touches in the first quarter. There he is again. Here they go. Main gathers. Glass just says, get out of my way. I'll take whatever comes.
It's a very good contest. Plenty of players around the ball. And the majority of the players on the ground are around this contest.
Reminds me of an old farmer, Darren Glass. He just gets the job done, and he's stringy and awkward and hard and tough. McFarlane! Grover now. To relieve pressure here for the Dockers. That's surely not the required journey. That went 7 metres.
It didn't go far at all. No, but the umpires elected to pay that one. Great jump from McFarlane.
Sure was.
Crowley down the line, and so Pavlich free here.
Yeah, against Hearn was protecting Nat-Nui and just knocked Pavlich off the ball.
Pavlich kicks the ball long and high. Here's Barlow, got a good hand on it. Punched away by Glass again. Gaff. McKenzie didn't like what he saw out that way, so he turned back and found Waters. Fast becoming a 100-game player as well, Waters, on game 86. Kicks down the line. Hearn's got to do it. Fife is there. Couldn't get a run at it. Knocked forward. Mazungu through traffic. Got it to lower quickly onto the boot. Did really well. Put it in a dangerous spot. Awkward bounce here. Glass went in again, as he often does. Was the ball pinned as it spilt loose? They appeal. Barlow to Clark around the corner. Won't get the journey. Touched Main. Which way do I go? Left foot will do. Didn't bend it enough.
Again, Pepper in the inside 50 count, 21-19, but no reward. Again, they're just got to make sure that they can capitalise on these forward 50 entries. They're building the pressure on the West Coast Eagles, but at the moment, West Coast are getting away by just being able to force the ball wide when it goes inside 50 for the Dockers.
Hearn again. Goes down the line. Schofield and Nat-Nui got in the back of Clark. Nat-Nui. Now, he hasn't given it back directly. That should be 50, and it is. Yeah. That'll mean that Clark will shoot from 20 metres out, and I reckon he could have been penalised the last time as well, Nat-Nui.
Here's a free kick. Just took his direct opponent in Clark. Just initiated contact and a little eased him under the ball. I reckon it's extremely tough. Good body work, I would have thought.
In fact, almost no contact there.
No, just a little nudge when he was off balance that took Clark out of the play. But
how important is this in the context of what Fremantle are trying to conjure up here?
They must kick this one.
Clark from 30 metres out, slight angle. There it is in front of you. Comes in and kicks the goal for Fremantle. So they've finally got one back, and they're within a couple of points.
I mean, I don't think there was a lot in the free kick, but as professional footballers know, don't compound the problem by making the free kick now a 50-metre penalty. So good body contact, took a good mark. Now that's fair. Free kick against. The only thing is you just can't give away a 50-metre penalty in that position of the ground. What has been a real issue for the Dockers getting it in and scoring now was taken out of their hands by the 50-metre penalty. Easy conversion.
Zach Clark kicks the goal. A big goal for Fremantle in what is becoming a big arm wrestle here at the moment. Broughton has been desperate in the middle. Darling couldn't quite get hold of it. Cox stripped to the ball. Pavlich kicked into the back of his own man. Now an opportunity for Fremantle to go up towards McPhee. McKenzie did well to work in the front position here. Here's Selwood at the back. Caught in the tackle. Hearn. Embley. Down the line. Got some penetration with a kick. Hill's got to go back again. And boy, did he go back gingerly there.
Did it well, though.
He was expecting contact.
He didn't want another one in the guts. He kicks down the line. A high ball for Main. He stood in one in the goal square in the first quarter for those that just joined us and absorbed a lot of punishment. And this one was just a little bit, please don't hit me in the back here.
I think he was a little surprised there was a lack of contact.
Good protection.
Yeah, good work.
Robertson just got the handball away. Barlow goes in again. Pritis on top. 2.5 minutes remaining in the half. Low-scoring affair. Collectively 6 goals kicked in this one.
Well, Hill's direct opponent at the moment is Quinton Lynch. He's desperately trying to get Robertson back onto him.
I reckon the ball's been in this third of the ground for a good 12 or 13 minutes. Lower. Handball to Barlow. Under pressure now. Did he dispose of it correctly? Of course he didn't.
Terrible handball to Barlow. Just put him under pressure. He had no chance.
Little couple of loose men on the other side of the ground if Ebert wants to take the punt with the ball in the air. He elects not to. McFarlane in front. Embley from the side, or Kennedy it was in fact, did it well.
That was a great mark. Poorly done from McFarlane.
A rare venture forward in this quarter for West Coast. Naitanui would have got it if he didn't go to ground. McFarlane desperate. Mazungu under Naitanui pressure. Lovely handball. Grover said, in fact, Crowley said, I've just got to get this towards the boundary. Kennedy, a beautiful spinning pirouette out of trouble to Selwood to Lynch. Missed. McFarlane.
Just Fremantle have wanted to come back this side, but this is where all the numbers for West Coast have been. They've got to get the ball to the other side of the ground.
This game is tight. McFarlane to Griffin. Lower. Tackled aggressively there, and players want a ball up here. Main goes to the bench, well near it. Fife comes on and replaces him just in the foreground there. Cox, beautiful tap, looking for Lacroix, stolen by Shuey. Shuey got plenty of time to kick here. Grover did well in the slot. Here they go on the counter. What have they got through the middle? Subin to Mazungu. Doesn't go that way. Comes back to Ibbotson. He indicates, come at me. They do. Look at this. De Boer got a panic. De Boer goes wide to a running McPhee. McPhee will mark. 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
That was well used, well thought. Very clear, concise thinking off half-back. Had the options to go early, but it would have run Mazungu into trouble. But picked the right options. Now McPhee can capitalise on more inside 50s, and they can hit the front just before half-time.
We can see the clock ticking. Half a minute remains.
20 seconds gone.
McPhee for the Fremantle Dockers to inch their way back in front on the eve of half-time. Adam McPhee comes in, kick on the way is out to the right and come off it. Really no momentum through the ball.
No, there wasn't. But the pleasing thing is Ibbotson off half-back. His run and drive has been good from the opening minute of the game. He's been able to leave his opponent, had the courage, cut off Naitanui before. The second contest he goes to, he's then able to create some run and drive and been very proactive for Fremantle from the defensive end.
Hearn nurses the ball into Ebert. They need to protect the ball here. They don't think they can get it down the ground in this 7 seconds remaining. Lynch, they could with a bombing kick now.
His hand on the back.
It'll go against Lynch, so that'll be it here at half-time. Clock will kick down. Grover senses and goes long to Johnson. Half-time, a one-point ball game here at the moment. It is the West Coast Eagles by a point in a hard-fought first half. Low scoring. It was 2-1 in the first quarter Fremantle's way, and in that second quarter 2-1 West Coast way. A big arm wrestle going on here at Subi Oval in Perth in this Derby number 34. Look forward to the second half. West Coast by a point.